Hello, beautiful Lyran Starseeds. This is Lyran Star Goddess Oracle and Tarot, and we're connecting with the energies of light in the Lyran Light Field, the Lion Light Council, and we're receiving messages and information about what kinds of soul lessons and energies we're moving through at this time. Whenever you find this reading, that's when you are meant to find it. So connecting in with me now, connecting in with the Lyran Light Field. I'm in agreement with Source and only Source. I'm in alignment with light and only light. So we're starting off with Lyran Star Goddess and Lyran Light Codes. We've been getting a lot of messages about light codes the past couple of days, and Lyran Star Goddess is very specifically about becoming an expert, being an expert, recognizing that you are an expert at your own experience. What you have experienced in life makes you an expert at your experience. So there's a lot of light code activation happening right now. And Lyran light codes specifically help you to remember not necessarily these traumatic events, though those are part of the soul pod, the Urmah soul pod lineage. Not so much to re-traumatize, but to bring you to your gnosis about these journeys where you have traveled from. And specifically with our astro dice talking about the moon, Scorpio 7th house, this is very much about recognizing the nuances. It's like psychic recognition of nuances. So, for instance, Lyran light codes and revisiting or remembering energy about those ancient times, and then just having that knowingness in your system, in your energy, in your DNA. And then when meeting someone else, you could recognize them because you have that recognition within your own system. And it doesn't necessarily mean recognition, conscious recognition. It could, but it could just be the feeling of, I recognize this person, and that's where you're recognizing them from. So I hope that makes sense. That's why I wanted to start this off. And now I wanted to come into our tarot. So we have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Lovers. And this is very much about having a particular thought process, having a particular understanding, and even like anger or a feeling of disruptance in the masculine and feminine vibration. So masculine and feminine vibration is also about manifesting. Page of Cups it's an inner child, and it's also the acceptance of an initiation or the acceptance of a gift, an acknowledgement. So there's an acknowledgement of something not quite right in the balance of the relationship with something. Let's figure out what that something is. Six of Cups is very much about past lives and things encountered in childhood. So there's this disruption and balance because of things that have happened in childhood. And this Queen of Swords is showing anger about it. And anger or concerns or commentary about the unjust way something has gone down in childhood and how it disrupted complete emotional fulfillment. So let's figure out what this is about. The thing that's coming up right in the middle is the inner child, that Page of Cups. I also see this as my I love you card. And in this sense, it really feels like there is there's information coming in about how one loves. The lovers can be all aspects and layers of self. It can also be literally in relationship, the way one loves self in relationship, the way one is able to love someone else because of the way they love self. But this is like somebody being concerned about how they love or how they are available to love, what their capacity for love is based on their experiences from childhood. Interesting to me because we are talking over here about the past and Lyran uh, past lives. So this can be a child, as in a child, inner child self from this life, or it can be the long ago lives that we're talking about and having feelings of injustice around these, affecting our sense of love and compassion now. So there's a strong sense of wanting to heal that. Yeah, I'm hearing a strong sense of justice around healing that. We have the Four of Swords reversed, which is this long, I like to say this mean sleep, like that Lenny Kravitz song, Mean Sleep. But there's a mean sleep that one is waking up from. And these light codes will definitely have calling and wake up patterning. So after this mean sleep, after this recuperation time, it's now time for action. We have the Knight of Wands, who's instigative in that action, and the Five of Swords reversed, talking about past betrayals, instigating this past betrayal action or action for past betrayals, which I really feel like has a lot to do with healing those right now. And those can trickle down from the past lives into the present time life in order to be seen so that they can dislodge and release, so they can heal and release. So I want to say that past lives can have these like little micro patterns within the life that we have now if we have not fully brought them to completion, full circle. And that's what seems like is coming forward now. Here's the justice being reversed and the Queen of Swords intrinsically being upset about this injustice. The King of Cups reversed is talking about the inner child, the emotional part of self that is not resolved around this. And then we have the Moon and the Five of Cups. This is sadness and regret and disappointment and grief that has been held in the subconscious for a long time. I feel like here's the Death card. This is about the renewal. This is, and especially with Judgment over here, the Death card is talking about bringing something to a finality, a final close, and rebirthing self through this process. This is closing out this part of self that has not been fully healed in order to come into these are the light codes that are wanting to happen. They're wanting to close out old stuff so that there's an openness and a newness and a hopefulness and awareness and open to receive type energy for all of these Seven of Cups. I'm seeing these Seven of Cups, first of all, as hope. Sometimes it's like fantasy or wishful thinking. However, I see this card as lots of opportunity, lots of different avenues that can be fulfilling. And this rebirth, being open to receive all these opportunities through this rebirth, the only way to do that is to release and heal and bring full circle the things that have occurred in the past. And that doesn't mean forgetting those things. It means holding on to it with gnosis, with wisdom, with expert understanding of what those dynamics and what those events rendered. But it's also having a neutrality so that there can be understanding and seeing those going forward in the future, but not holding those in the nervous system. Let's see what else is happening here. In order to have this balance, these betrayals in the past must be acknowledged and grieved. I also am feeling a fear of loss, and that is the perfect red flag to bring attention to what needs to be healed. And I want to say that fear is, it's such a personality self reality, but it's not the whole self or the higher self or the expanded self reality because nothing is ever truly lost. Soul has all of those things. Soul has all of those gnosis. Those gnosis. Gnosises? The gnosis? Soul holds all of that information and expertise. So nothing is ever truly lost. No one is ever truly lost, only to the personality self and only for a short time. And not even truly to the personality self, because once the transpersonal senses are honed, connection to anything that the personality self perceives as lost has that connection and can have that interaction. There's a lot of emotional, I want to even say emotional trauma here around loss. I want to know what else higher self and Lyran Light Council want to say about this healing process. So the High Priestess reversed wants to speak out finally. You know, the High Priestess reversed is also talking about patterns of mental illness. And it can be perceived patterns of mental illness. We, as personality cells, oftentimes need to categorize things in order to understand symptoms. And it can be very helpful. It can feel like mental illness. It can feel like trauma. This is about recognizing those patterns and not judging self because of them, but instead finding ways to heal the inner child who is showing symptoms for you to find in order to heal this space. The Nine of Pentacles reversed has to do with independence. Reversed is calling out for the resources necessary to heal these wounds. I want to ask about these specific wounds, and they have to do with grounding, feeling safe, solid, secure. This is also about owning your space. So this has to do with doing some healing around grounding work, being in the body, because you have a body at this juncture in your present time timeline. It's important when continuing to do this soul lesson and soul work that you ground your body and keep your body solid, safe, and secure. Feed it, give it water, have it rest, all of those things, instead of abandoning the body, instead of just popping out of the body every time something is uncomfortable. There's a reason that we are embodying the 3D and the physical at this time. And there's a lot of healing that can happen within the physical container that is so advanced and so, it doesn't seem fast while we're here, but it is fast in relation to what can happen without the body when we're doing this particular healing process. So being here is not an accident. Being in a body, manifesting a body to be in, it is an advanced achievement. It's an advanced skill that you did. You did it already. And now we're going through this emotional healing process with the body. Emotions are very different without the body. We're experiencing emotions in order to identify, see those red flags so that we know where to go to heal the thing. And the Two of Wands is talking about travel. It's also talking like astral travel. It's also talking about stepping outside of your comfort zone, which could very well be the body. It might be more comfortable to pop out, to be out in the astrals, to be astral traveling, to, experience fear, anger, or hurt, and just kind of dissociate. So this is higher self and Lyran guides talking about how to heal the best way. And this is about possibly stepping outside of that comfort zone by stepping it back into the body. Feel the feels, sit with the emotion, recognize it, see it, hear it, understand self, understand you within the context of being in the 3D. I want to know about this mean sleep. I want to know about walking into action now. And here's the Ace of Pentacles. This is the complete opportunity for all the resources to be aligned. This is complete health, the opportunity for complete health. Time, energy, effort, love, money, all aligning within the self, within the expanded self, within the body. This would be aligning the cells, waking up the DNA, the healing matter. Wow, here's the Ace of Swords. This is literally like psychic surgery. This is opening the transpersonal senses so that you can see energy within the field, and that can be within the body. It can also be within the expanded layers of the auric field, the galactic chakras, the physical chakras, and the galactic chakras. But this is looking with your mind's eye at any blockages, any foreign energies, or just energy that is not your own. This could be a friend's energy, family energy, people around you, a particular place. It can be, it can be entities and beings, not good, not bad, just foreign energy that sometimes I even call like astral debris. When we go out, when we come back, there are things, Klingons, there are things that just come in that like your light and want to hang out. However, that can really, it can get heavy or straining or feel draining. And this is psychic surgery. This is about witnessing. As soon as you see those energies and you recognize they're not yours, your intention is, oh, I don't need that or want that. That doesn't match me, or it doesn't help me, or it's not mine. And you just turn the magnet off for them. You just drop them like little hot potatoes. You can use the Ace of Swords. You can use the Excalibur, so to speak, and just cut any energetic ties or cut any energetic. I usually like to pull cords out rather than cut them so that we're not leaving any debris within the field. But you can also just watch them dissolve. This is about seeing energy within the field and releasing it. These types of energies may try to ground, like may try to use your grounding cord or your grounding in order to ground themselves because they don't have the ability to do that. And that also is very draining. So being able to see with your mind's eye this energy, just do body scan from your 12th chakra all the way down to the crown and then through the body chakras all the way down to the earth star below your feet. Just continue to do energy checks visually. You can feel it or see it or hear it or have understanding and knowingness. And then with your intention or visualizing, pull that energy out, drop it down the grounding cord, cut that energy out, let it go way out into the universe. You can ask angels and guides to take it where it needs to go, return it back to whomever's energy it is, or just drop it down the grounding cord and ask the earth to transmute it. There are so many different ways to do this. The most important is just using your intention to move energy, move energy with intention. That is your sovereign, transpersonal ability. So there's a lot of that understanding, knowingness, and remembrance coming back with the Lyran Star Goddess and Lyran Light codes. I am loving this for you, for us. This is bringing us back into our understanding of what we are capable of with a body. Our transpersonal senses can be channeled through our 3D. Absolutely. Thank you for being here with me, Irma Soul Pod, and I will see you next time.